On Chicago Bears Now, we discuss Colin Cowherd completely pulling a 180 as he has reversed ship on the Caleb Williams and Bears discussion. And there's a new report out there on Justin Fields. A lot of QB discussion to get into on today's show. And listen, I don't want to rip Colin Cowherd. At times I don't even mind his work. But if you like Bears Now better than the Herd with Colin Cowherd, give me a like. I would appreciate it. On this video. Can we get 2,000 likes? I know that's asking a lot, but like this video if you like Bears Now better than Colin Cowherd show. My name is Harrison Graham, and we are presented by Roan, rocking one of the Commuter Collection polos today. Go check out Roan, RHONE.com/chatsports, code chatsports for 20% off. All right, Cowherd reverses ship. Let's get into it here as he said that Caleb Williams camp called him after he said what he said yesterday and said, we're not anti-Chicago. Give Cowherd credit for going on the air and saying that today, if I'm being honest. That came after yesterday saying he and his camp don't want to go to Chicago. Now, Cowherd said, deep down, I still think there's legitimate concerns, but this is quite a flip after what we talked about this morning in reaction to what he had said yesterday. Let's just kind of revisit all that because I know not everybody watching this episode watched our episode earlier today. So here's what Cowherd said Thursday, which we reacted to this morning. There's some concerns here that Dad, Caleb Williams' dad, is a little too involved. You're going to think I'm nuts here. I still think it's possible that Washington trades up and Chicago allows them to trade up because Caleb and his group don't want to go to Chicago. He's from the D.C. area. The big concern for Caleb Williams, and you have to admit this, where you land matters, Chicago has never developed a star quarterback. So you have that on Thursday, which went viral on social media. We talked about it this morning. Let's now fast forward a day, less than 24 hours later. I mean, literally his opening segment, he brings this back up. Here's Cowherd earlier today. I got a call from the Caleb Williams camp, and they said, whoa, Colin, we don't want to be labeled as anti-Chicago. And they made it clear to me that they don't want to go to a city that doesn't care. Chicago cares. They're big, loud, and passionate. They did say there's a path to success in Chicago. It's called the Houston Texans. Defensive coach, couple of weapons, cap space, and good picks, which, of course, the Bears do have all of that. It's just funny to me. Like, this is quite the pivot. And I think what happened here is Cowherd tried to spin his opinion into a fact. Now, is it possible that he's heard some rumblings that they could be hesitant about Chicago? Is it possible that Caleb Williams and his camp are intrigued by him playing with the Washington Commanders because he is from the D.C. area? Of course that's all possible. But to go on the air of a national radio show and say they don't want to be in Chicago, that's quite a claim. And I'm not surprised that Caleb Williams can't call because they don't want to look like an Eli Manning trying to buy their way out of a situation. Now, I guess it's possible they do that, but it seems pretty clear they're not going to do that. Now, Caleb Williams, in response to yet last night and this morning's chaos, changed his Instagram profile picture to this, himself as a kid with a t-shirt and a bear on it. Ironically enough, he has since then changed his IG profile pic again. I bet he's looking at this and just kind of having a chuckle at the whole thing, if I'm being completely honest. But, yeah, I just, I don't think Cowherd handled this completely well. He's completely entitled to having an opinion. Yeah, the Bears don't have a good history with quarterbacks. Sure, it makes sense that you could think that he would want to go play with Washington. There might even be some buzz about that. But you can't go out there and say it as a statement of fact that they don't want to go to Chicago unless you've been told directly that that is the case, and it appears that that is not the case. Oh, and then you have this from Ian Rappaport earlier today responding to somebody saying, why would he be anti-Chicago? If the Bears end up going QB at 1, it's a great city, classic organization, played great at the end of the year, talking about the Bears, seemed to be really building a solid foundation. And this is also Ian Rappaport, who said on the day Caleb Williams declared, yeah, he's excited for any team that picks him. So you got the reporter versus the entertainer in Cowherd with clear differences there in terms of what they're hearing and what they're saying. Look, I think Cowherd was a bit reckless here, and I think he got caught. I don't know what his intention was. He's certainly a polarizing figure. At times, he has gotten some scoops. I think he probably turned like a rumor, maybe something vague he heard, into a matter of fact here, and it caught him off sides. The bottom line is there's no indication that Caleb Williams isn't open to the Bears, and if the Bears want him, they're going to take him. It's as simple as that. Unless we see something between now and April that drastically changes that, I would expect the Bears to be more than open-minded to taking Caleb Williams at this point in time. The question is, will they? And what do you think? Not what you would do, what the Bears will do. Will the Bears draft Caleb Williams? Type D for draft or P for pass. Let us know what you guys think down in the comments section below. Now, coming up in just a moment, we're going to get into Justin Fields, some rumors here, a potential draft decision timeline, as Ryan Poles said one thing, reporters saying another. We'll dive into all that in just a second. But first, we do have to get into our sponsor. Shout out to Roan. We appreciate Roan. Roan.com/chatsports to get 20% off with code CHATSPORTS. The men's closet was due for a radical reinvention, and Roan stepped up to the challenge with her commuter collection, which includes their very comfortable pants, dress shirts, golf polos, shorts, and a whole lot more. Looking good is easy, but feeling good has been the tough part for a lot of these companies. Roan has accomplished both with their classic looks, their four-way stretch fabric, which is very breathable and comfortable. Whether you're traveling a lot, in the office, you want to go to a happy hour, golf course, they've got the attire for you. My favorite thing about Roan, and I always say this, is machine washable. You're going to save money in the long run with Roan, because you don't have to go to dry cleaners anymore. Roan.com/chatsports. That's RHONE.com/chatsports. Use code CHATSPORTS to get 20% off. Check out Roan today. Link is in the comments and in the description of this video. Let's get into some Justin Fields trade rumors. Albert Breer has a new update on when a Justin Fields trade could happen in terms of the timeline. Here's what he had to say. Quote, if Chicago wants to extract the best value it can for Justin Fields, it'd be preferable to get the process of finding a trade partner off the ground between now and the beginning of March. Once the league year starts, quarterback spots across the NFL will start to fill up. Kirk Cousins will decide on a home. Baker Mayfield will too, and so will scores of others. So if the Bears drag their feet on this, they could miss the market at the position. That's why I'd bet, that Fields could be moved around the time of the NFL scouting combine or so. I actually very much agree with this timeline. If the Bears decide to trade Justin Fields, and I don't think that decision is final yet, but if they decide between now and the combine or during the combine, that is when the trade discussion should really ramp up. Because to me, you need to get that done before free agency on both ends. If I'm a team trading for Justin Fields, he's a very specific quarterback. I need to attack free agency knowing I have him or not, because a receiver you'd sign for him versus a different quarterback might be completely different. Now, Ryan Poles in January said this could drag out to April. I think you lose trade value on Fields if you drag it out that long. Now, maybe if it gets beyond free agency, they're leaning towards keeping Fields. Who knows? But if you are going to trade him, I do agree that late February, early March probably makes the most sense. You get the most value in all likelihood. More teams are interested in that regard, because if Kirk Cousins fills the spot and if Baker Mayfield fills the spot, Gardner Minshew, well, then you have less suitors, which drags down price. So if you're going to make this decision, and I don't think that means the Bears should rush into one, but if they feel comfortable with the draft prospects by the middle of the combine, into the combine, I would expect the Justin Fields trade talk to really, really increase at that point in time. So what will the Bears do with Justin Fields? Are they going to keep him, or are they going to trade him? What do you guys think? Type K for keep or T for trade. I think they're leaning towards drafting a quarterback, but I don't think anything is set in stone. K for keep, T for trade. Let us know what you guys think. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button here on the channel. We're trying to get to 87,000 subscribers. We're 333 away. Appreciate the love and support we've gotten recently. It's been awesome. The road to 100K is here as well. Got to get to 87 first. So hit that subscribe button. Turn on your notifications. We publish the latest Bears news, rumors, draft coverage, and a whole lot more. Don't miss out. Hit that sub button. Now, when you're talking about Justin Fields and a potential trade, I think the top three teams continue to be the ones that make the most sense. Atlanta needs a quarterback. I don't think Desmond Ritter's the answer. Neither is Taylor Heineke. Las Vegas just hired Cliff Kingsbury. Could that be a fit? Potentially. Pittsburgh Steelers could use an upgrade over Kenny Pickett. Washington, there's been some buzz that if they can't get Caleb Williams, what if they take MHJ at 2 and then trade their second-round pick for Justin? That would be interesting. New England, if they don't like whatever quarterback's left at 3, that could be an option as well. So there's certainly a lot of teams that could be in the mix. I think these 5 are the top ones. And look, I think Justin Fields will be a starter in this league next year, whether it's with the Bears or someone else. There is some bad quarterback play in the NFL. He is certainly better than a number of starters in this league. It's just, again, the Bears have this unique situation where they have a chance to get someone in the draft, reset the QB clock, and perhaps upgrade if they feel like Caleb Williams, Drake May, or someone else is an upgrade at that position. The heavy chatter is draft Caleb. That's something you guys need to understand. Like last year at the Senior Bowl and heading into the Combine, a lot of the chatter is, what are you going to do? You're probably going to keep Justin, right? Who are you going to trade the number 1 pick for? Everything you're hearing from people at the Senior Bowl, they're all saying the same thing. They expect the Bears to take Caleb Williams and trade Justin Fields. So if Ryan Poles keeps Fields and trades the number 1 pick, he's playing a hell of a game of poker because that is not what people around this league think is going to happen right now. So, look, it's all in Ryan Poles' hands at the end of the day, and I'm fascinated to see how these next few weeks play out. Fill in the blank. The Bears' Week 1 starter will be blank. Who do you think that player will be? Fields, Caleb? I don't think it's necessarily just one of those 2, but I'd kind of be shocked if it was anyone else at this point. I think it'll be one of those 2 players. All right, guys. Appreciate everybody for tuning in to today's show. If you made it to the end, subscribe if you haven't. More videos to come. Appreciate it. Enjoy your weekend.